Hello everyone, I'm Kirsty. Welcome to Heart's Humble Homestead. Today I'm going to be turning this into this. Now let's get started. I was inspired to do this after my dad picked me up these beautiful jars with fruit on. So I thought they'd look lovely on the shelf full of fruit salad. I'm going to start by putting these in the stock pot to sterilise. They've been through the dishwasher. I've only used this stock pot recently. Before that I just used my big soup pan with a tea towel in the bottom. I used that for years. Well, something needs to go in the bottom, so either a tea towel or I've got that, so the jars aren't directly on the bottom because we don't want them shattering. I'm going to put the lids in some boiling water. I prefer the two-piece lids because it's easier to see if they fail, but I do also use this type of lid too. Either's fine for water bath canning. So the lids are just going to go in the water. And to be honest, I find this bit too fatty, and I tend to use this that I bought separately. Put the jars in. I'm just going to top that water up now so they're covered. I'm going to turn that on and let them boil while I prepare the fruit. Water, I'm going to put a good squeeze of lemon juice in, just so the apples and pears and things don't go brown while I'm preparing them. Make sure all of your fruit has had a good wash. I'll be making apple scrap, apple cider vinegar with the core and the peel off the apples. I'll be making a vinegar cleaning spray with the orange clementine peels, and I'll be making some more pineapple juice with the core and the skin and the top of the pineapple. So if you'd like me to record them so I can show you how to do it, please let me know. Little waste as possible. I'm just going to cut the apple into decent sized chunks. Nice jar to make into vinegar. I'll just cut the pears into slightly longer pieces, just so I can differentiate between the two. You can put everything in separate bowls, but that just makes more washing. And remove as much of the white as you can. Seedless is better for the grapes, or you'll be faffing for ages. It's time to peel them. Need to put these on something wood or a tea towel or something, so they don't go into shock and explode. In here I've got some boiling water and some sugar. Well, I've used our homemade honey. You can use honey or sweetener or sugar. I'll put the ratio here. It needs to be at least 10% sugar. I'm just going to pop a bit in the bottom and start filling my jar. I'm going to do them one at a time so the jars don't get too close. The jars need filling tightly to 1/2 inch of headspace. It is just up to the line. Now I'm going to top it up with this syrup. Just the boiling water mix. Debubble them. Make sure there's no air pockets. I just need to wipe the rim with some vinegar to make sure there's nothing stuck to the sides. I'm going to pop on the lid. And tighten it, just finger tight. And pop it back in the canner. You don't need any special equipment for this, but if there was anything you wanted to buy, I'd highly recommend these, because it's very difficult to get them out if you don't have these. I'm going to continue filling the other ones. That's the last one going in the canner. Needs to be at least an inch headspace covering them, or if you're using a smaller one, up to the neck of the jar. And I'm going to bring that up to a rolling boil and keep it at a rolling boil for 25 minutes. 5 minutes is up, so I've turned it off and I'm just going to let them settle for 5 minutes before I get them out. It's time to carefully get them out. That's them out, and I'm going to let them cool overnight and we'll come back to them in the morning. It's the next morning. All done. I think they're all sealed. Store with the rings off so you can see if they fail. And this is the scary bit. Pick it up from the seal to make sure it's sealed properly. They just need a label on, and now they can go on the shelf. All done. Thank you for watching, everybody.